Hi everyone, my name is Elaine Cantu and I did my visit at Childsafe, which is a nonprofit organization who helps children, which is from when they are born all the way to 18-year-old with abuse or neglect. So it's right there on 7130 US 90 San Antonio, Texas 78227, and they are open Monday through Friday. And actually, I went on October 11th and I talked to Felicia Travesia, and she was really nice. And we discussed a little bit about the organization and what is Child Safe actually. So, the motto I have right here, the mission is to restore dignity, hope, and trust to traumatized by abuse or neglect. So their main focus is when a child gets neglected or abused, they do help out. What was really interesting is that she had told me that before they had this place, that a lot of times when there was a case, the child would have to repeat the story over and over. So when that happens, they have to repeat it to the health profession, the CPS worker, the police officers, the court, everyone. So that kind of puts a lot of stress, especially if something really bad happens to that child and they have to repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. It's kind of hard. So at this place, they only have to repeat it one time to only one person, which kind of helps with that connection for a child to talk. How they do this is the child would go in. They have a weight room with toys and stuff, and they have volunteers there, which is really nice. I'll probably volunteer one day, and they help out. They have toys, they have games, they have like a big tree, and it has like story time. So it's a really nice place to just have a waiting area for for a child who's just been neglected or abused. And from there, they go into this room, which is their interview room, and it has like a glass window, but one side you could see, and the child can't see like the other people looking at him. So they would interview the child and they record it, and so that way the child is only saying it that one time. And if the health profession or child protective service or anyone has to see it, they could just go back to that video instead of just asking the child over and over. Another thing is they do a lot of counseling for these children. They have a sensory room. I went in there and it was really cool. So the sensory room has nothing but like they have a wall, like a climb wall kind of thing. They have like the trees, but it has like spikes. They have a lot of stuff you could touch, and it has different like how do you say it? Like I don't know how to say it. Like it has like it has like ripples or anything, like something that like your hands could touch and you just go along with touching it because it feels different, like gel or something. So they have that. So they interview the child in that room, and the child's able to like have their hands on something and able to speak and be able to have this like cool room to hang out in. So Child Safe is, I have it right here, is employed by health professions, CPS, law enforcement, prosecution, and support staff volunteers. Um, so it's like a one-stop shop for everything for a child. Um, During the interview, it was kind of heartbreaking because you never really hear, or you see it on the news that children are getting neglected or abused, but to actually like see it and to have like a whole place for it is really good for these children. Um, my interview went well. Um, I learned a lot. They are funded by the government, so I learned a lot about what these kids go through or how they feel. And what's really cool is that they keep up with the kids. So say they had a kid a month ago, and if a kid needs counseling or something because of what happened, the kid could always, or the child could always go back. So that was a really good benefit. It was a really welcoming place. They do have events, so they do the child board kids. I knew about the child board kids, but I didn't know it was coming from them. So it's these cutouts of kids, and you're able to dress them, and it represents a child. So that was really neat. Also talking to Traviesa, She was telling me that sometimes they do have to, or the employees do have to work late sometimes because if it's an emergency, they have to see that child right away, or if that child needs, if something happened and they really need the interview done right then and there, then they would bring someone in, and that's when they would interview. But their business hours are not open 24/7. Their business hours are from Monday through Thursday from 8 to 8, and on Friday from 8 to, I believe, 4 p.m. So that was my interview with Childsafe. It was really good information. Another thing is it was it was really heartbreaking because having these kids go through this or being neglected or abused, it's really sad. And I'm glad they have this place that's filled with like happiness and a good environment, and they could just some of these kids don't even know they've been abused or neglected, so having that place has them feel good and able to talk, and they have toys there, and I'm pretty sure a kid wants to play with the toy after being abused. So that was my experience and interview. I really enjoyed it. It was really good information. Thank you.